Fantastico Disasterpiece Theater.
Señor Donde disponibles cabrones.
So does anyone know where Fantastico is? Oh yeah, they can't hear me. But all of you watching on YouTube land can. Alright, well, I suppose I can start the show. So how the devil does he do this again? Oh yes, that's right. Good evening, flesh bags. Welcome to Francois' Disasterpiece Theater. I'm your demon, that's... Oh well, I guess this is rather difficult. The old boy does have a talent for this, it seems. I'm your host who's, Oh, fuck it. I'm Francois, and if you don't know that already, you're either blind or simply a dumb bastard. So yes, tonight's episode is part 2 of Fantastico's big thing or whatever. Damn it, where the hell is he? This shit's not easy.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, it's about fucking time. Where the hell have you been? You look like hell.
Well, Francois, as if you didn't already know, I was on my way here and my brakes went out. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
No.
Don't give me that. I don't know how you managed to do it, but they stopped working right after I turned on the Walnut and Elm, right next to the school, right next to the senior citizens home. Then on the other side of the street was the damn daycare.
Oh, yes. Oops, I'd forgotten about that. Oh, well, then aren't you the lucky lucha?
Oops. F***ing oops. I had to swerve into a damn ice cream truck to avoid hitting a damn dog walker that was over there.
I don't know why you're so angry. My well-laid-out plan is ruined. You can always get a new car.
If it was so laid out, then why the hell did you forget about it?
That's like my regular Tuesday afternoon.
You're a monster. You know how many people could have been hurt?
Approximately 73. Oh, well, 77 if you count the leashed Kane.
You're awful. You're terrible.
Oh, calm down, you're fine.
I might need this today.
But you're late. We're on the air.
Oh shit.
Shit indeed.
Okay. All right. Hola, hip, cool, fantastic cats, and welcome to the second part of the Fantastico Disasterpiece Theater Super Ultra Mega Indie Filmmaker Showcase. I'm your legendary luchador host, knighted as Tromawesome from Lloyd Kaufman himself, Gringo Fantastico. We've got an awesome indie short film tonight, along with two of the people responsible, director Joe Manco and editor Catalina Querida. I think it's Manco, actually. I'm sorry, Joe.
I have to give you credit, Luzador. You have a way with intros.
Loser door. Why don't you piss off?
Would you shut the hell up and let me compliment you for once?
Compliment me? That's new.
You better take this in. It most likely will not happen again. I tried to do the intro when your slow ass didn't show up on time. It was better than yours, but still very difficult.
Ouch. Talk about a backhanded compliment. Holy shit.
I was attempting to be nice.
Your niceties feel like I was backhanded by Zsa Zsa Gabor.
I'd imagine that wouldn't hurt much, considering.
What the hell, Ray? I meant back when she slapped the dude, not now. Gross.
I was going to say, if Zsa Zsa slapped you now, I'd imagine it would be quite the mess.
All right, that's pretty terrible.
But hilarious.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, by the way, you're definitely going to hell now for laughing.
And now I'm horrified again.
Yes, the ups and downs, the back and forth. It's like a fun emotional roller coaster to hell.
Sounds like that roller coaster from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, to be honest with you.
Wow, neat!
Give me a break.
I don't like this!
Whoa! What's happening?
What a wonderful cartoon. I loved Avenger.
You know, Avenger actually turns out good in the series. You know, they didn't finish it, but they wrote the last episode. He actually turns good.
Don't ruin the good name of Avenger, or I will murder your progeny.
What the f***? All right, can we get back to this before our guests get pissed off at us?
By all means, I love that film.
Good. Now open the hell portal or whatever.
Sorry, the hell portal is out of service.
Then how the hell are we supposed to talk to Joe and Catalina?
Well, maybe if you spent some money on a satellite feed.
Just figure something out and open whatever so we can talk to them. God. Nice. So at least these won't have the demons that were in the last portal.
Yes, so they didn't all get back in before I shut it.
What?
Yes, so if anything weird happens, well, here's your heads up.
Well, that's just effing wonderful.
So one of them has taken residence with the projector guy, but don't worry. This demon, well, he's not exactly what you'd call an intellectual.
Are you freaking kidding? The projector guy? What about it?
He'll just stand there with the possessed cameraman.
What?
Got you! Oh, your camera guy is fine.
So my projector guy's not? Cristo Miyama.
Yeah, sure he does, champ. Alright, let me get this thing going.
Do you have him? Hey, Catalina, Joe, can you hear me?
Michael Knight.
That's Knight Rider.
On a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent.
No, that's Mr. F***ing Belvedere. Oh, very nice. But no, are you gonna get him on here or not so we can talk to them?
Just shut your hole and give me one goddamn minute.
Ah, okay, I see him now. They're like kind of all over, but yeah, I see him. It's like right up here or something.
I'll shut down this whole damn operation.
Yeah, don't do that.
Beg.
I'm not gonna beg. Just turn their damn audio on before I hit you with this cricket bat.
Oh, geez, fine. Just trying to have some goddamn fun for once.
Okay, so hola, you guys. Can you hear me now? All right. I just wanted to say thanks for being here and taking the time to talk with me tonight.
Right on,
Yeah,
man.
thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and introduce yourselves to all the Fantasticats out there so they can get to know you.
Yes, introduce yourself to all of Fantastico's fan.
Piss off, Francois. Go ahead, guys. Sorry, he's just being a dick again.
Hey, I'm Joe Manco from Little Spark Films out in Arlington, Texas.
I'm Catalina. Same team, obviously.
But she's not in Arlington. She's in Fort Worth right now.
All right, so I thought I'd go ahead and get a little background information from you guys. So, have the two of you always been in the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
Yeah. No, there's really no story to it. No, we were born here and we started doing this and we haven't left. I mean, I've been to Louisiana for a couple gigs, but really, no. Our main base of operations is here in Texas.
Well, hey, it seems to be working out really well for you guys. No sense in leaving if you're successful, right? So, I did Louisiana too. I had my old stomping grounds around Gulfport, Mississippi, which really isn't too far from New Orleans.
No one cares about you.
Anyway, so the two of you obviously know your craft very well. Your work speaks very well about your abilities and talent. I'm just curious as to how long you guys have been at it. Like, how long you've been working in film. I only ask because of how awesome this project looks. For many people, I feel it takes a long time to get comfortable enough to make stuff look and play out as awesome as the work you guys do.
We started together, actually, so only about 7 years.
No, 7 years?
8 years?
8 years?
25 years?
Pushing 10
1
years?
million.
I don't know. I studied media technology and communications when I was in high school. And then I think I took a course like that in junior high school. I don't remember what it was called though, and it was kind of pointless. But that's where I learned to work with like hard editing software. But it wasn't until I went to the academy in Las Colinas where I learned how to, man a newsroom station and switchboard, and I started working with digital cameras. But yeah, in 2012, I believe, or 13 is when we started going full throttle with this after we had already gotten married.
The work that you do makes it seem like you've been doing it for a hell of a lot longer, so just saying.
Quit brown-nosing.
I'm not brown-nosing. I love their work. It's good.
I do as well, but you're coming across as a fucking ass-kissing apple polisher.
Just let me do the goddamn interview. I have a lot of stuff I want to ask them. I don't want to keep them here all goddamn night. They got things to do. So anywho, I just wanted to ask the both of you also, what got you interested in film?
Well,
I'm a theater kid, so I like musicals and performing arts and so on and so forth. So, and also, of course, I read a lot. So being interested in film just kind of translates over pretty easily for me because I really like just storytelling in general. And so filmmaking is a way to tell stories. So, that kind of just fell into it.
Yeah.
You?
I've always been obsessed with movies. Like when I was a little kid, I was like, how'd they do that? And, over the years, I want to say, actually, you know what? My grandmother and granddad, they bought me a book. They bought me this giant green hardback book when I was probably 6 or 7 years old and had a giant question mark. And it had all sorts of, weird facts and information. But I remember there was stuff in there about Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Christopher Reeve Superman movies about special effects. I think there was some other movie stuff in there, but that was what was really cool to me because, that's what I liked. So I guess, yeah, when I was that old, 6, 7, maybe 8.
That's super cool. I wish I would have had that early interest like that, but that's a really neat story. Way to go, Grandma and Grandpa. So they basically inadvertently started you on your filmmaking path. So that's pretty awesome. And Catalina, that's so awesome. I've always respected theater people. It makes perfect sense that you'd get into film if you were in theater. And I love musicals, so awesome. I love the sound of music, right?
You should see this guy. He knows all of the songs.
I am 16, going on 17. I know that I'm naive.
All right, so let's talk a little about your production company, Little Spark Films. When did you start that up? Give us the LD on the history of your baby.
Yeah, what happened was that there was a film festival happening, and we had a little bit of practice doing music videos and whatnot, and I don't think we actually had a team name when we did our first couple of music videos. I think it was the Black Room, and we needed to submit a team name.
I think it was, yeah.
At the Bloodbath Film Festival, Bloodbath 5, and we were like, we already made a couple short music videos.
Yeah, we'd make music videos.
Like 2, maybe 3, and we were like, oh, this is cool. When's the film festival? It's like, oh, it's this weekend. Well, we don't have anything to submit. And he was.
It was about a month away.
Was it?
Yeah, it was about a month, because it took us about a week or 2 to write the script. And then immediately we filmed it over the course of one afternoon.
We were racing the submission deadline.
Submission deadline.
And it was this movie called The Black Room. And the concept was these 2 dudes that don't know each other go to this weird random warehouse underground space. And they play this chess tournament. And every time they lose a piece, an important piece of the game, they have to chop off a finger and throw it in a bowl. So I got Catalina. I got my friend Miglio, who builds our computers. I got this guy named Keith Mulholland, who is he is the artist for a comic book called somethingpositive.net, and like 2 other people to help me and my friend Bart to shoot it. And it's an utter piece of crap.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's awful. It's not
awful.
Like, I can't watch it.
You can see, stuff all over the floor, like all of the electrical plugs and stuff on the floor. You can see like a light here and there. It's not good.
Yeah. we shot it in a day. It's a 20-minute short film we shot in a day. We have one squib gag that we used a car battery with and a bunch of fake fingers. We made the whole movie for $75 in a box of pizza. And
it was shot on a Vixia. It's like a point and shoot camera.
Yeah. So we go.
Yeah. It's pretty terrible.
So we're in this little black room shooting this video, this little 20-minute short film. It takes us all day. It's sweltering hot. And my brother throws a pizza at me because I couldn't hear him outside the warehouse. And it was scorching hot. It was 110 degrees. He came inside, threw a pizza at us. It's ironic because VICEMARES is about, fighting with a pizza. But so we shot that short film. I got it edited and put together and submitted to this Texas Bloodbath in a week, and they accepted it. But that's how we had to come up with the team name Little Spark Films, and it's stuck ever since. And skipping all the way to 2019 of May 2019, we go back to the same black room and we shoot the torturer on a red weapon in 6K.
It wasn't the same black room, though.
It was the same building.
It was the same building. It was not the same black room. But we have shot there at that building. We've got at least, 2 other short films that are in the same building?
I want to say we have at least 5, 6, maybe 10 other projects that we have shot in that building.
In that building.
Or around.
Look at this alleyway. Does it look familiar? Well, it should.
It's why do they keep shooting in a black room? It's free space. It's not free.
Pretty close to free, though.
I paid $100 for 5 days worth of shooting the torture at that building. But I went to school with that guy. We used to play baseball together.
Oh yeah, and we shot it over Memorial Day weekend because we're like, this is perfect, right? It's a band space. So Memorial Day weekend, everybody's just going to be out at parties and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And some dad band showed up.
Oh.
And they were literally in the room right next to us. And we were like, hey guys, could you please not, sorry, I know you pay for this space, but just
dude,
for an hour, please.
And every time I would call action, it was like they would wait. and they just start trying to play Phantomos, but they couldn't because they sucked. And dude, so when you're watching The Torturer, there's a scene where you can actually hear that dad band in the background. It's really muffled, but it's like we weren't able to get any ADR in. I hate ADR with so much. I really do. And so I was like, well, you really can't tell it's a band back there. It just sounds like we forgot to turn off the air conditioning, which, you know, the air conditioning was on kind of half the time, but we're able to single that out. But this was so bad, it just sounds like a faint muffle. And there's 2 times where the audio kind of dips in a weird way in The Torture. That's because of that fucking band.
It was so bad, actually. Our key makeup artist, she was sitting against the wall, and she just straight up just passed out.
It was that droning.
It was just like that drony. This poor thing, she just passed out, just dead.
That's awesome.
Still probably better than anything you've tried to film.
Well, you're not wrong.
It's not as funny when you agree.
So anyway, you guys just hit like 3 of my questions consecutively there, so that's awesome. I didn't even have to ask them. So great minds, right? All right, so I'm curious, with the films that you typically do you guys try to stay strict with the specific genre, or do you go for versatility?
I think that just kind of comes with, you know, our progress, because, I mean, we don't want to force anything to happen. We find that trying to force projects tends to not work out in its favor. So, you know, we can kind of guide where we're going to go, but really it's what falls into place. Because we always, everything we've done has been horror film, suspense. We've really never done an action film. I mean, I guess you can kind of call Murder Balls.
Murder Balls got action.
It's more actiony than horror. It's kind of like the you know, Planet Terror, Death Proof angles where I was trying to go with the Grindhouse angle with that.
Well, it was a fake trailer for the fake trailer showcase. So.
Yeah, so we were just trying to make it super schlocky and grindhousey. So that's like, I guess, our first jump into action.
We got to work with Lloyd on that one.
And we got to work with Lloyd Kaufman from Trome Entertainment. But Beyond Dusk is kind of like a crime film. It's not a crime noir, but it's like a neo-western. We want to develop that into a feature film, you know. But
yeah, we tend to skew horror, but we pretty much like most any genre. I mean, like, we probably wouldn't do a romantic comedy. I was actually just scoffing at When Harry Met Sally. Oh yeah, someone's doing a movie night, and he hosts a horror film festival, and he's doing a movie night next week, and he's showing When Harry Met Sally, and I'm like, ah! Yeah. Anyway,
he's an alright guy.
He's really nice, yeah. But just like, it was strange to me because, like, I don't know. I feel like that's a November, December type of movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we like all genres. Like, we have a weird obsession with musicals.
Burnout.
We had a whole musical day yesterday. We watched only musicals yesterday.
Yeah. Like, Burnout's actually isn't a horror movie. It's just
that's a stoner film.
That's just a straight stoner comedy.
But also, it was a 48-hour film race. That was a stoner 48-hour film race.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But we find ways to try to turn some things into some bizarre, fucked up, you know, genre piece.
That's awesome.
It won't be horror, but it will be fucked up.
Cool. So you just let the film stuff progress naturally, and then you don't limit yourselves. I guess that's pretty smart. I need to watch some of your other stuff too, so they sound like they'd be pretty fun.
They had better be, or I will eat both of your souls.
Shut up, Francois. They're Clive Barker fans. I sincerely doubt they're scared of a blowhard talking chunk of paper mache. Jesus, know your role. Anywho, talking about a lot of your projects, what do you think have been your biggest challenges of filmmakers?
Money.
That isn't money.
Money.
I think that's pretty much the same problem as everybody's, you know, money, finding money.
Yeah. Because it doesn't matter, like, it's easy to, you know, you can get it shot one way or another. And, you know, once you get it shot with enough determination, you can get it edited. If you stop at shooting it, what was the point? You're just going to make a bunch of people mad at you. what it really boils down to is money, because eventually you have to feed everybody. Bare minimum is feeding people and getting them gas. That really is the bare minimum when, like, if you're just starting out. When you start shooting with bigger equipment, it's like, well, you need, who you fooling, man? Feed the fucking people. They're already working for you for peanuts. Give them a few more peanuts.
Penis?
Peanuts?
That's the law that I learned about in film school as well. If you don't at least feed your people, you're a special kind of scumbag. Like, really.
What? Hey, man, dude.
We've been on other people's sets where there was one, and I don't even know if the movie got finished.
It did.
Okay, I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, the point is that when we were there, I was like an extra, and this is still when we first started, so this was like almost 10 years ago, and they were like, food and drinks will be provided, right? And I think they had like one 20-pack of mini water bottles, and then like one bag of chips.
It was like one of those variety
packs of chips, but not even like the Costco size one. I mean, like the small one that you get at the grocery store. It's got like 20 bags.
There must have been like 80 extras there, and about 20.
They shut down like a whole nightclub for this one scene, and there were a crap ton of extras, and nobody got any food.
Well, they also shot a scene I remember with like 3 big tops pushed together, and they had like all these people surrounding it, like mobster style at a Last Supper sort of thing, like Mystery Men when all the bad guys are around the table. They did a scene like that, dude. There was 20 people surrounding that table, and they were just doing take. Like they.
I remember that.
God, that was a long night.
It was terrible, and I think that was actually the last time that we went out to other people's shoots.
That was the last time we stopped going to local people's shoots.
Yeah.
Because we got tired of the treatment.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, guys. These people, because your extras and stuff, or your people that are working for free, they're doing you a favor by being there.
Yeah.
Well,
also a lot of these people have children, and childcare isn't free. But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Feed your people.
Our sets aren't like that, though. We feed people, and we give you gas money and IMDb credits, so we're legit.
What was the?
We'll pay your kit fee too.
What was the one I saw yesterday about the? Yeah, I saw a posting yesterday about someone looking for PAs, and first of all, I checked where it was in Texas. It was in a small town in Texas that is at least an hour drive from, I would say, San Antonio, at least like a 2-hour drive from San Antonio, Austin area. So like that's how far out it is removed.
And it's in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, from everywhere. And they wanted PAs, and they wanted the PAs to be required to work certain weekends, and then it went like into next year. At the end of next year is what the crew call was for, and then not paid at all, like not even gas, nothing. And I was like, dude, that's not cool, because this is out of the way.
It had a lot of demands on it. Okay.
You never feed me.
Yeah, and you're not exactly invited here either. You just show up. Find your own damn food.
Send more paramedics.
That's pretty funny. I love that movie. Anywho, but yeah, that kind of treatment, it's bullshit. It's something you'd expect out of someone doing a student film or something, and then finding out that they aren't actually in film school.
Even the student films here in the area, I've noticed that they've gotten a lot more professional, I feel, over the years.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that they're like, hey, we'll give you a stipend for this or that or whatever. And they're more organized.
Well, yeah, when I was in high school, like I think the best I was able to do, since I would take my grandpa's car and I would drive and go pick up all my friends. And that would take me about 2 hours to drive all around Irving to pick up all my friends, to get to the location, to set up the gear, because I was a one-man crew, because I studied Robert Rodriguez, and I felt like if I didn't shoot it, light it, edit it, direct it, react everything for people, and then score it myself, it wasn't really my movie. But as I've gotten older, I've let go of that.
You're one of those assholes.
Yeah, now I just stand there and I'm like, I'm the director.
I get the shots.
And then then I'm like, here's some money, go do something. And then they do it. except we all do it with a smile and we call each other names and it's fun.
Oh yeah, we're like really if actually yeah we're
Fuck your feelings.
at Frightmare actually. I went outside. I walked outside to like where everybody smokes basically, and our director of photography he saw me and he was like, "Hey, Catalina!" And I turned around, I look at him, and I just went. And there were other people around with him, and they didn't know that we know each other, and that's like, you know, okay, this is how you guys act with each other. And so they were like, "What did he do? He, you know, made this lady upset." And then I had to go and apologize, and I was like, "Dudes, I am so sorry for scaring you."
So sorry, y'all a bunch of whiny bitches. No.
But yeah, we're pretty forward with each other on set. But I like it because I feel that it makes for everything to go very, very quickly.
Yeah. If you're not honest, forward, and direct with people, when you're on set, it's gonna just slow down your shoot. And that's why we always...
Well, also misunderstandings happen because there's so many people, you know? You want to make sure that like everyone's on the same page.
Yeah. So that's why we always just say like, you know, fuck your feelings. We're honest, forward, and direct. Let's get through the day, and then we can like get loaded afterward. But either way, it's about getting the shots because we're on a time frame and we do want to sleep and eat. And I don't like doing weekend warrior stuff. And, you know, we've all turned our lives off for 2 weeks solid. Let's get it done because I'm not coming back. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
I can't blame you there, right? Compared to you guys, I'm like low scale. I love the torture, but then I was just like, I just felt so inadequate.
You are.
Well, I always tell Joe, like, you know, I mean, honestly, people need to be nicer to people that make movies, and they're like, even if it is something that's small, like other, you know, a lot of people worked on that, and people's emotions and lives got put on hold, and you know, I mean. To finish a movie, period, even a short film or like even like a music video or something, that's still a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, we're very fortunate because the reason we're able to shoot the way we do now is all because of Catalina. It's 100% because of Catalina. And what happened was there was a chain reaction of events. It was a domino effect where she set up a meeting with Lloyd Kaufman on Twitter. And when he came into town, I went to his master class up in Denton, where UNT college is. And so that's where I met Lloyd and Pat. Pat Kaufman is his wife. And they were ready. They said, okay, we got a meeting for this time tomorrow morning. Pick us up at our hotel rooms, and we're going to shoot whatever the fuck bullshit thing it is. And then we made murder balls. We went to, our friend has a bar in this music community on the outskirts of downtown Dallas called Deep Ellum. This bar is called Wits End, and that's where he let us use his location before they opened. And Lloyd and Pat loved it because it's like a super punk rock underground sort of place. But because of that fake trailer that we showed, that's how we met our director of photography. And so when you're at Texas Frightmare Weekend, the second half of the convention is kind of a blur because you're hungover and messed up at the same time. Because it's a party and it's networking and you're doing your thing. But now I can't do that because I have to take myself seriously because we look nicer. But George was so enamored by the fact that we were able to obtain Lloyd Kaufman. I told him how we did it. And, you know, he met my wife and then he gave me his business card and he said, hey, this is what I shoot with. This is what I got. I want to work with you. And I said, okay, cool. I'll put your card in my pocket and I got to go back to work because I was working at the convention. And I think we were having a meltdown because somebody wasn't coming through with their end of the bargain and we were running out of time for our shoot date.
Yeah, because May, it's funny, I'm actually looking at the poster, the Texas Frightmare Weekend poster for that year. It was May 3 to 5, 2019.
Yeah.
And we were scheduled to shoot The Torturer Memorial Day of 2019.
The date's on the binding.
Oh, here.
We shot
May 25th through the 29th.
Is what we shot The Torturer.
So Jorg, literally, we met him that weekend. And then we were like, we're friends now. Let's go. And
he dropped what he was doing, cleared his slate because he saw that our level of pre-production that we had. And, you know, we have storyboards. We already had promotional material. We knew what kind of Foley we were aiming at, what kind of tone we were aiming at for everything.
Storyboard.
We had lots of stuff. We had our pre-production plan to a T, so we thought.
As much as we could.
Yeah, but like I said, someone was dropping the ball, and we weren't going to be able to get the camera equipment we wanted. And I said, well, this guy says he has this equipment. He's sending me pictures. I mean, I could do that too. And, show up with a
also,
DSLR.
York's kind of young. He's like 25.
Well, I mean, I didn't know him. And I even told him all this stuff later, after we shot the movie. I'm like, honestly, dude, I thought you were bullshit, man. You were going to try to take our money. But also, I was willing to do it because the only
no other option.
There was no other option. The only
we were going to have to shoot it on the DSLR.
That meant I would have had to shoot it, and I would have had to, turn into old me again. I didn't want to do that. So George ended up having all this equipment and not being a total scumbag or a liar. And I'm like, well, that's a plus. And we shot the movie, and he followed our pre-production as best as he could, and things were fluid, and we the picture molded throughout the shoot. And there we go. Now George is our best friend, and he's shot everything we've done. Yeah, like seriously, like we're he's part of the team, and we're. I mean, I hope we don't shoot another thing without that camera.
That was the one thing I noticed about it the most too, and the one thing that I have problems with the most. It's the problem you don't have at all typically is reliability. So I'm not a production guy, and so when I have to do a project, I'm not a great director, and I've learned this.
That's a goddamn understatement.
Like you can do any better, asshat. Anywho, let's get to the nitty-gritty of your flick before we fire it up. First off, what inspired you guys to tackle the torturer?
Okay. I'm sure you've noticed we have a Hellraiser obsession. This is actually the Clive Barker shelf, so like it's pretty much only Clive Barker or Clive Barker related. So we are friends with the people Pyramid Gallery, and this is actually another Texas Frightmare Weekend story. Joe can tell this one.
So we were working at Texas Frightmare.
It was our first year.
Yeah, we were talking to
Someone.
people. We were documenting the convention, and I saw this booth with this giant lament configuration, and it was spinning. It was huge.
I forget.
It was spinning like a disco ball, and I just ignored my crew and I let them do whatever it was because it wasn't important. And I walked over to the table because that was what was important, was this box. And so we made a deal with this guy.
Oh yeah, well you walked up to him and you were like, I love all of this.
And he said that he did too. And I said, I want it. And he says, I want you to have it. And I said, let me make you commercials. And he said, I will give you boxes. And then I started making, he sent us this. This was our first box. And we made a short commercial called Antiques Across America. And then we proceeded to make 12 more videos with different boxes. And then one of the boxes was...
Yeah, so he works with, so that's Pyramid Gallery. He works with another gentleman who goes by configurationboxes.com. And he made this specific one that is a lament that's a red variation. But the reason why it is because it goes with this book called Sherlock Holmes and the Servants of Hell. And it's written by Paul Kane. So we made the video for Sherlock Holmes and the Servants of Hell, and Paul Kane saw it and he really liked it, and he said that it was a book trailer, and we didn't know that was a thing, book trailers. Apparently they're very popular. And so he was like, hey, do you want to take a look at my script for this short called The Torturer?
Yeah. He sent me a tweet, and he said asked if I'd be interested in reading a script, and we had this.
It's a really fun book, by the way. It's a really cool crossover.
Yeah, we had this bad problem of saying yes to everything.
We still do.
We try not to, but no, like every people would come up to us like, hey, can you shoot us a music video? Yes. We wouldn't. The answer, the response to that question is not yes. It's what's the budget? The answer is never yes or no. It's what's the budget?
What are we working with here?
Okay. That will determine if I say yes or no. And so we started telling each other, like, we have to really stop saying yes because we're falling behind on everything. Like, I can't keep up with the workload because I had just taught her how to edit. And I was, so we were only editing on one computer and we couldn't keep up with all the projects we were doing. And they all looked like shit. We were shooting on DSLR and that was just us as a crew for the most part. And then Paul Kane tweeted me, and without consulting my wife, I just said yes. And I mean, why wouldn't I? He's good friends with Neil Gaiman and Clive Barker. And I mean, obviously I have a problem. So I said yes, and we started making The Torturer.
We said yes, and then we're like, we'll figure it out. It'll just work out. And actually it did.
It did. Huh. What the fuck did it ever work out? I don't know.
See, that's super cool. You're super lucky that it worked out when you didn't consult your wife, right? So I know that when I don't consult my wife, that doesn't work out in my favor. So.
Oh, well, if it's a Clive Barker related thing, he doesn't, really need to.
I just say yes.
Yeah.
That's so awesome that you guys are the super fans of the same thing, right? So anyway, here's a weird question. I mean, it came off as being weird to me, but it might not be. So let's find out. So when you were making this flick, was your vision for this different than Paul's vision? Was there any kind of like, let me see how to word this? Like, why did you do it this way? Why did you do that kind of thing?
Oh, yes, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he sent me messages on Facebook. He was like, why did you make it so long? He didn't.
Oh, no.
He doesn't sound like, yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, well, he was confused about that. He was confused about the length.
Okay.
But I mean, like, as far as like visually, I think he's really happy with how it turned out because we had been sending him, like, he sent us, his script was not a shooting script. So he had to rewrite it as a shooting script, and we sent it to him to look at, and be like, hey, is this okay? Just like taking out a lot of like descriptive things that aren't going to translate because it's not a book, it's a movie. Yeah. But, and then, he saw the storyboards before, like, we went into filming. He saw the read through. We did the read through and stuff.
Though
we were checking in with him pretty often.
And even though, like, he was just the author, the writer of the script, I mean, we do this with anyone we work with. We treat him like a producer, even though he's not getting a producer credit and just a writing credit. We're going to treat him like a producer because I think he had been trying to get The Torturer made for a minute.
Yeah, he'd been working on it for a while, and he's still trying to get a graphic novel put together.
Which I have news that I can't say because it's not confirmed yet about that graphic novel.
Okay.
Sorry.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. You just triggered something in my head.
Sorry. But no, the thing about the discrepancy about the length is that I know most people know the general rule of thumb is 1 minute per page. But the thing is that if you're working with a piece that has thriller elements, you don't want to be moving nonstop. You need to let the moment settle. So The Torturer, it's 20 pages long, but it's 40 minutes long.
Yeah. Well, we let ambiance settle and everything like that.
Yeah, so it didn't move as fast as he anticipated.
But I mean, like in The Torturer, he's in the short film, he's in a void. But in the script, it was described that he was in the cell. Like,
he was in like an actual jail in this script.
And it was these black brick walls that were real rugged and everything. Various budget reasons we couldn't do that. And there's also a montage that we had to cut out for budget reasons. But really, I want to say that's just really what's different from the script to the movie.
But I think, the integrity of the story is still there, especially since we were working with Paul. And the oil monster is the only thing that Joe made up. Like, it was, there was just a void there, I think, is how he wrote it.
Yeah.
So you came up with the oil monster,
oil
demon.
Yeah, it was really difficult to figure out how the way he worded the things in the script. And I even read the short story, and he just basically told me to do whatever I want. He said it's open to interpretation. I'm like, well, I'm making the movie. I can't. You need to tell me what I'm making. You're the director. Well, then I'll make what I want, and I did. And but no, other than that, it's really pretty much the same. I mean, I think maybe the only thing that didn't come out the way I wanted was the opening shot of the movie.
The rat wouldn't do its job.
The rat was too nice and kept wanting to go up to Paul Taylor and be nice,
be friends with
be friendly.
Yeah, be friends.
I needed the rat to run away.
Dumb rat. Jeez.
He's dead now because he's a rat and old. Well, he was old.
Yeah,
dead.
He was old. But
But
also those relationships are dead. So.
Yeah. Anyway, but no, that's pretty much the torture. I mean, I think it's pretty close to how we originally envisioned it happening. I mean, I guess I just gave a bunch of reasons why it did.
But I mean, like those reasons are pretty small in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Like I had mentioned earlier, since I'm a reader, I'm one of those annoying people that will yell at it's different from the book. I'm one of those people. But a lot of times you can see like why they change it, budgetary reasons, whatever. But when they stray so ridiculously far from the source material, I'm like, why did you just not call it something different? Because it's not even the same thing anymore. I'm not going to keep going.
We could go.
Sounds like my wife when she watched Queen of the Damned. She's still pissed, and this is like X amount of years later. And this is funny. This actually just happened. We went down to the local chain store, and they were selling a copy of Queen of the Damned for like $5, right? So I was like, nah, I'm going to get her. So, because I knew it would trigger her. So I was like, hey, look, we can watch this tonight. And I was holding the case up in the middle of the store. She looks at me in front of everybody. There's like people in there. She's like, fuck you, man. It was pretty funny.
I'm like,
I think Corey did that to you the other day.
Yeah, Corey did that to me at Frightmare this past month. And he was like, hey, Joe, they have the Crow Salvation over there with David Boreanaz and Eddie Furlong. You want to get it? It's only $1. I'm like, I don't fucking want that movie. He's like, but Dennis Hopper acts like he speaks in only Ebonics in the movie. You got to get it.
that actually might be worth seeing.
Dude, just YouTube one scene and you'll be like, I'm out. It's like The Crow Part 6 or 5. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I know it exists. And after City of Angels, I checked out. It's like, I'm done. I got to see Iggy Pop get killed. I'm good now. That's hilarious. Okay.
So anywho, go ahead and introduce your guys' flick, all right?
You do it.
What am I saying? What am I doing again? I'm introducing the movie.
And here's the torture.
There you go. That's it.
Alrighty, projector demon. Go ahead and can he do this? Go ahead and fire up the torturer.
Please, take a seat. Splendid. Your name. Quickly. Quickly.
Andy. Andrew Brooks.
You know why you're here, of course. No. Come on now. Mr. Brooks. Think.
I can't remember.
All right. If that's the way you want this, how did you come to be here?
Your people grabbed me.
Before that, what were you doing before that? The months, the years. Where do you live? What's the street name? What's the street number?
I'm sorry.
Not good enough. Who do you work for?
What's all this about?
It's simple. It's very simple. You tell me which side you're on. Make life easy on yourself.
I'm not on anyone's side.
We're all on one side or the other, Mr. Brooks. I am not a very patient man. You should know this. I've been hired to do a job. And that's exactly what I plan to do.
Listen, where am I? What do you want from me?
I've already told you that.
When am I gonna get something to eat?
When you answer my questions. Who do you work for? What have you done?
What have I...
not polite to fall asleep in the middle of a conversation. Do you remember the conversation we were having before you dropped off? Good. The question still stands. Who do you work for? I told you. I don't remember. I refuse to believe that. Tell me what I want to know.
My name's Andy Brooks. I don't remember anymore.
Tell me! Tell me!
I had nothing to tell. No!
Good morning, Mr. Brooks. I trust that you slept well. Sorry for getting you up so early, but we have so much to do and such little time in which to accomplish it. Perhaps today you might see reason. If not, yesterday was a mere taster of the pleasures to come. But it would be better for all involved if you just cooperate.
Please. I've done nothing to you.
Nothing to me, personally, no. But it's not as simple as that. When I'm called in, people expect results. And I always get them. You will tell me what I want to know. In the end, they always do.
How can I tell you something when I don't even know it myself?
I ask you again. Who do you work for? And what do you do?
No, wait, please. Please. No. No! No! Ah!
Sure. How's your memory now, Mr. Brooks? Anything coming back to you? You disappoint me. What? Who do you work Who? What are you? What do you do? What? What? Very well.
Don't remember.
Please. Try to remain conscious. It makes my job so much harder. You keep dozing off like that. Do you know how long a person can remain alive during a torture session, Mr. Brooks? Neither do I. But I suspect we might find out together. Just plain vinegar. A good old household condiment. Yeah, simple but effective. Tell me what I want to know, Mr. Brooks.
I don't remember.
So you said repeatedly. And I don't doubt that you believe that. To a point. But both you and I know the truth is up there. You see, you've convinced yourself, brainwashed yourself into believing what you're saying. Don't remember. I don't remember. You don't want to remember. Can't you see that?
If you know, then tell me.
I can't do that. You have to figure it out for yourself. People like you make me sick. You're scum. And yet, still, you resist. Why do you think I'm doing this? It's not for the good of your health. I don't know. I ask you again. Think very carefully now. Who do you work for? What are you looking at? I see. They know, don't they? Would it surprise you to know that their blood is on your hands, Brooks?
No, it's not true.
Yes, it is. You, Mr. Brooks, are a murderer.
I could never.
Yeah. Haven't the stomach for it. I admit, it could take some doing, but you'd be surprised at how easy it could be. Besides, aren't they all right for blaming you?
No, I don't think.
You don't think. You don't remember. I know that you do.
How do you know all this about me when I don't?
You know the answer to that, too.
Make them go away.
You are to blame for their deaths, Brooks. Yes.
Yes! It wasn't my fault.
Yes, it was. Admit it.
No. Oh, I swerved to avoid the car. It was on the wrong side.
Go on.
I had to turn the wheel to avoid it. And then I couldn't. I lost control. I couldn't.
Are you, or are you not, responsible for their deaths?
Yes. Yes, you bastard. Yes.
You remember now, don't you?
Yes. God in heaven, yes.
Please make them go away. There are none so blind as to those who will not see. First, I need you to tell me what I want to know. I need to hear you say it. And I'll make the faces disappear. Good. Very good.
Someone want to turn on the lights?
Mr. Brooks? Mr. Brooks, are you there?
Watch your step. Water everywhere. Saw this on the floor.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, I think... Has he done this to himself? Oh shit, look at his eyes. He's taking out his eyes, Sarge.
Don't just stand there, Smith. Go call him in. Dr. Campbell. Dr. Campbell. I think we found your patient.
Oh, no. I had a feeling that something like this would happen. I tried to warn them at the hospital, told him he wasn't ready to go home yet, and then when he missed his appointment...
You smell that? I think it's vinegar. He's got the whole cutlery drawer here with him, too.
Sarge, why did he do this? I just don't understand.
This is the guy from the traffic pileup in 635 last August. Remember? Bus driver. Hobson Charter. It was in all the papers. Right, Doc?
Blames himself for the accident. A lot of people died. The vacationers, men, women, children.
Still tough.
It's textbook. He's been torturing himself mentally for months, but it seems not enough.
Forget the goddamn coroner, Smith.
He's here.
No! You promised! You promised!
Alrighty, Fantasticats, and here's a hashtag for tonight.
Oh God, not another hashtag. You're like a teenage girl, but not as tuned into what's popular.
So tonight we have two hashtags for you guys to get you guys trending. So the first will be hashtag the torturer, right? Okay. And the other is Francois a dick.
Are you serious? You do know what I can do to you.
So I hashtag them first.
Yeah, you always have to do something else. You can never let anything stand on its own. Put your damn stamp on everything.
This is a joint thing, all right? I figured I'd promote us both, right?
Whatever, egomaniac.
One of these days, zip, bang, boom, straight to the moon.
Yeah, you definitely are shaped like Ralph Cramden. That's for sure.
Well, take this for some reason.
Kiss my grits!
I don't even get it.
You don't have to. It made me smile, you bastard. Ralph Cramden, you son of a bitch. Anywho, enough of this bullshit. All right, so Catalina Joe, let's talk about what we just imbibed, all right? What we just watched, it was awesome. It was beautiful. The cinematography, the editing, everything, I loved it. One of my pet peeves, audio is perfect too. So I want to know what your production time, your budget, and all that stuff was for this.
5 days. We shot for 5 straight days. And we didn't go back for any pickups.
What was your, if you don't mind me asking, what's your budget? What was the budget for this?
I want to say our budget was between the $9,000 and $11,000 range.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty well. I mean, it
we
shows.
raised about $300 on Indiegogo, I think. So that helped. That was cool.
Yeah, the Indiegogos, those were rough.
Yeah, no one let.
We had to reshoot our Indiegogo trailer. We had to reshoot it because we were working with a makeup artist that had claimed that she went to makeup school and she knew what she was doing.
Oh man, it was
pretty bad.
Paul Taylor.
He demanded that we just reshoot it. He was super sweet and really polite about it, but he was like, "Look, guys."
Imagine getting a demand from like the nicest person ever.
He is so sweet.
You're going to reshoot this, please. And I'm like, okay, Paul. But yeah, we ended up reshooting it, and he did his own makeup, and he was like, "Are you gonna get us?"
This is Paul.
Yeah.
So.
And then we ended up getting a new makeup artist, and
that we actually met at Frightmare.
She's fantastic. She's amazing. Tori is. We don't go to a shoot without her.
Yeah, and she's starting to book her own. She's starting to book her own like shoots and stuff too, and we're like, yay, go you.
Yeah.
So that leads into a nice segue. How did you guys meet Paul?
Well,
No, it was okay. So first of all, since we're in the DFW Metroplex, there's actually a lot of actors who live here in town. The funny thing about this movie is, oh shoot, he's not on here.
Ew.
I don't know if anyone's seen Hellraiser Judgment or not, but it should be like on TV and stuff. The main actor on here, Damon Carney, he literally owns a sandwich shop like 1.5 miles from my house. And he plays like the main cop character in this one. But what's funny is that we actually haven't worked with him. We haven't even like we've gone to eat sandwiches and be weird and be like, oh my God, it's him. God damn, these sandwiches are delicious. And then we leave.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I think it'd be kind of rude to walk into someone's store and be like, hey, I saw you naked in this movie. Like, that would be weird. So, but Paul, actually, we were putting together a 30th anniversary screening of the movie, the original 1987 Hellraiser. And we found out that Paul lived in town, and we were like, hey, we should ask.
Yeah, I'm shot in the dark, and
he's the new Pinhead, and the movie hadn't come out yet. In 2017, the movie hadn't come out yet. It finally came out in 2018.
Yeah, Heather Langenkamp. She it hadn't been announced that Hellraiser Judgment was even made. It was a product of solely keeping the rights, but she dropped the ball that it had already been finished, and Paul had already been staying silent about it for several months. When she let it be known, still started coming out. People were wondering who the hell was playing Pinhead. And that's when they said, oh, it's this guy, Paul Taylor. And I guess we found out on a Facebook group that he just lived in town. And that's when we started learning about the production. They shot in Oklahoma.
Yeah, they shot just a few hours away.
Yeah.
So actually a lot of Dallas actors are in it. Like there's the lady who gets the lady with the dog. She's a local actor.
Yeah.
And it was good because whenever we have stuff like that, even if it is, in Oklahoma, we still get a lot of people get to work on these projects.
Right. But yeah, and then we hit him up, and he came out to our event to sign autographs and promote Hellraiser Judgment.
Because it hadn't come out yet.
Yeah, and so we didn't even we were all, of course it wasn't going to get a theatrical release. It still hasn't had a theatrical screening. Fingers crossed. If anyone's going to make it happen, oddly enough, I think we're the ones that are going to make it happen because we have access to like weird stuff. So I don't know. Anyway, that's how we met Paul, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll be in your movie. I'm on the Hellraiser. He's on a Hellraiser high, so why wouldn't he be in a Paul Kane script? He's related to Clive Barker."
Yeah, well, Paul Kane, we don't have the book. It's kind of hard to find, but he did write a table book called The Hellraiser Films and Their Legacy. It's like a really, really nice, big coffee table book. And he actually wrote that. So he's actually credited as the foremost Hellraiser expert in the world. And he has that title given to him by Clive Barker himself. So it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's cool that you guys love Hellraiser stuff so much prior to, and then you're able to get into that world and work with these people. It's so freaking cool. So I thought this might be a fun question for you guys to answer, and you could answer it together or separately because you may both have different answers. Obviously, probably do. What do you think is your favorite scene? And there are two parts to this question, okay? What was your favorite to shoot, and what is your favorite to watch now that you're done?
My favorite, oh man.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
You weren't there, man.
Oh God, there was like All Ghouls Day, actually. All of these scenes with all the dead people or ghosty people, that was all filmed on one day. I think it was like the Saturday or the Sunday. I can't remember. It's in the notes. But anyway, it was on the Saturday or the Sunday, so that way we could get as many extras as possible. We weren't able to pay anybody, but we did have food. Like, I made like a really nice Costco thing. Costco is actually a really great for productions because,
buying bulk.
You're buying in bulk. So, but anyway, All Ghouls Day, we had like 20 extras. And then I checked in with every single one, and we had signs everywhere that had my phone number and make sure that everyone was okay. And yeah, that was I was amazed that we got through that day because we were all really nervous about having so many people,
Wow.
And especially since a lot of these people we didn't know. Literally, we were like, "Hey, Facebook,
we're gonna use this resource."
Yeah. But everyone was really nice and very professional, and everyone was happy, and it went pretty well.
Yeah. And that's how we met Nathan Gershon. Well, I met Nathan Gershon. You had already met Nathan Gershon. But Nathan Gershon is one of the ghouls. And
he's the motorcycle guy.
He's the motorcyclist. And Nathan is the star of our first feature, our new film coming out called VICEMARES. And the role was written for him. He's a great actor. He's in an episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Anyway, Nathan, that's how we met him. He's a good guy. Huh.
I met him on one of the Hellraiser Facebook forums. And he saw that we were making, the box videos and stuff, and that we were working with Paul Kane. And he put it together, and he lives in Texas. He lives in South Texas, but he comes up here to help us out a lot. Oh my God, he's been such a help this past 2 years, and especially so.
Yeah, he's part of the
family.
family.
That wasn't the question. The question was, what was your favorite scene from the torture?
I'm a big fan of tracking shots. So the scene when Paul sits at the end of the table, it's after the torture slams down the clipboard. And then we cut to a two-shot, the medium two-shot. And then the music kind of calms down. Paul, the torturer stands up, walks around with his clipboard, right? He leaves it on the table. And then we cut to the end of the table where it's long, and we're just slowly tracking on Paul all the way until he starts getting strangled and his head gets slammed. Then we cut at the slam, or right before the slam that we shot in reverse. So I think the tracking shot, it was my favorite thing to film because it's like a really short, long shot. because we didn't really have time to do like Quentin Tarantino long shots. So that's my long shot of the movie. And I really liked shooting it. It felt really cool to, have all the equipment set up for the first time like that for me. And that, I think at that moment is, because that was early on in the movie. That's one of the first things we shot was that scene. And I think that's when I realized like I'm an actual filmmaker now. And forget the past several years. Now I'm a filmmaker.
Now you feel like what?
But watching the thing, my favorite part of the movie, I have two parts, and one has to do with the music primarily, and it's when the torturer says the line, "Do you know how long someone can last in a torture session?" And Andy Brooks doesn't respond, and the torturer buttons his shirt to relax a little, and he goes, "Neither do I." The music just pauses for a second, and then he picks up a knife, turns it, and then the music kicks on again when he turns around. I don't know, I really like it. But there's another scene with Lawrence that I really like, and it's when he's standing in front of all the ghouls.
Oh, that was gonna be my choice.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great
yeah.
scene.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, and he's real big in the scene, and he has his arms out, and all the ghouls are standing behind him, and we have the John Carpenter fog light going on, and yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so foggy. It fogged up the entire building pretty much. Like, we're really lucky that everybody was super chill. Because like down the hallway, your friend that you used to work with at the car place.
Oh, Tragedy at Hand, Nate Ray.
Down the hallway, there was a band who was also there that they had a really big room, and they were like, "Hey, do you guys need to store anything in our room?" And they'd known each other for several years, just like being on the band scene.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
They ended up being our tech room. So
yeah, which was really helpful because then we didn't have to lug all the equipment in and out every day, and we were able to start each day with it already in there. And they just like left us the keys or something or another. I don't even remember.
The amount of time that alone saved us.
Yeah, I don't think we would have been able to finish it successfully without that specific thing happening, and that just happened when we were there.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say about? I don't know what I was gonna say.
About that scene?
About that scene, yeah. Just like, yeah, Lawrence is so he's such a good actor. He's so scary, and the thing that sucks is that Lawrence doesn't really get any leading roles. He gets really, really small roles. Like he was a security guard in that one movie that we watched for Joe Bob. Scare Package. He was a security guard in that film Scare Package, and I was like, what a misuse of Lawrence! No, he's so great.
He just moves past the screen real fast.
Literally moved past the screen. And then the other day we were watching Nia DaCosta's first film, Little Woods. She just did Candyman. We were watching her first film, and Lawrence showed up as a security guard again, except he had a line, and we were like, "Oh my God, we're one step away from Nia DaCosta and Candyman."
Oh, he's a great actor, so it's always really cool to see him.
He was scaring everybody during the read through. It was really fun.
Yeah, that guy's got an intense voice.
Mm-hmm.
I see Paul like almost every day. So I have my own personal hell priest now, which not many people can say that. I do. And so I'm pretty on top of, what Paul's career is. And Paul he's got a lot coming down the pipe from what it sounds like.
Yeah, Paul's been working really hard.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about Lawrence, actually. That's hilarious. He's just that huge stature, and he has that very demanding voice. He's like Hugo Weaving from The Matrix, right? I think that's his name. And, Mr. Anderson. But this guy would I'm like, how is this guy not in more things? There's so many things that he could do.
But yeah, I know.
No, that confuses us too, because he is truly a great actor. And I remember when we were doing the auditions, because we did like the casting call and so on and so forth. And I think we just had people send in reels, that kind of stuff. And, and we pretty much knew we were going to hire him, but we also didn't want to commit, completely. So we did hold like an actual auditions in person.
And he came up from Austin.
Yeah, he came up from Austin, which was pretty awesome.
That's like a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, I think he stayed with his kid, or I don't remember.
But he was dedicated.
Yeah, but it was kind of stupid after we ended up holding the audition anyway, because like we only had one other person that we were considering, and that person like just did not at all fit remotely.
He didn't.
So it was kind of a waste of time. Like we were like, okay, we want to be cautious, but it actually we really didn't need to be. We should have just given it to Lawrence immediately.
The other guy actually spent the whole time cutting jokes, and he
had to like basically like kick him out because he kept talking.
Yeah, he actually came in, and
I want to say he was late or he was too early. I don't remember.
Yeah, he was late, so he started auditioning Lawrence because he was early, and the other dude just walked in and sat down behind Lawrence while in the middle of an audition. Like, what the hell? And when we did get to that guy, he kept breaking character to make jokes, and it's like, dude, you can't, like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, if you can't handle this right now, I don't think that we're going to be able to, have a good workflow, guy.
Yeah. But Lawrence, man, that guy was professional from day one, from the moment he sent in his audition tape. And that voice, man, as soon as we heard that voice, we were just like sold.
What did Jay say?
I don't remember. What did Jay say? On the course page?
Whiskey and honey or something like that?
Yeah. It sounded like his voice was permanently, I don't know. I don't remember. I had to go back to that episode. That was a fun time.
That's so cool. So I wanted to comment on Catalina's editing. It's awesome. Maybe I noticed it more because I know the process and know how hard you worked on it. But man, like it's real tight. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anywho, okay. So now I want to talk about the effects. Now, did you guys use any CG in this? Other than, instead of practical effects?
The only thing that was CG technically is the spider hand thing, and that was actually stop motion animation, which is funny. That was provided by a guy named Mark Beal, who we actually met because of the Black Room. We went to screen the Black Room so many years ago, right? And he was showing his feature, which is called Enchiridion. It is now called Bloodsucker's Handbook, and it stars Corey Ari, and Corey Ari is now
he's my first AD.
His first AD. But Corey's the person, he's also in The Torturer. He's the guy whose guts fall out and he loses the hand and stuff. That's Corey. And we actually met Corey at Frightmare so many years ago and didn't realize we had met him, and I interviewed him at my very first Frightmare. Completely forgot about it. And then Mark was like, hey, I have my new movie coming out. This was like in 2019, I guess. Yeah. He's like, hey, I have my new movie coming out. It's the sequel to Bloodsucker's Handbook. I'm in it as a queen vampire lady. And he focuses a lot on stop motion animation. So it's like, it's very reminiscent of Medusa. And he's like, hey, I have a friend, Corey, who lives near y'all. Can you bring him with you to the screening? Because we had to go to College Station, which is about 3 hours away. And we're like, yeah, dude, cool. Okay. So we pick up Corey, and we're like, dude, we look really familiar. He's like, yeah, I know. I feel like I've met you guys too.
Yeah.
It took us like the whole day to figure out that, yeah, we had already met, and also that we'd already seen him acting in Mark's stuff. But anyway, so that's how we know Corey and Mark. And Mark did the spider hand thing because we were freaking out. We didn't know how we were going to do it.
Well, fun fact, we didn't know how we were going to do it. And I had already called Mark a couple times, like, hey, that was always a big concern. So we were talking to people that came from different places, various areas of VFX work in the Metroplex or Texas. And people would explain it to me, but I'm not a VFX guy. So I'd listen to it and I'd hear it and I'd write down notes. But in the end, it was nothing to me. It was Greek. So finally, when we were shooting it, all the way till shooting it, we were on the day like, oh shit, we need to get this shot for a plate at least, in case we end up doing some kind of CGI, because I got nothing, man. This is the one thing that's been killing me this whole movie. So we shoot the feet, which ended up being bullshit because Mark ended up reshooting the feet again so it matched color to, I don't know, whatever. He had some logistics. So yeah, that's really the only CGI. There's some other VFX in the movie that really are not all that awesome to care about. I mean, all the walls in that little black room that we shot in, it was a 10 by 20 in size, black room, and all the walls are covered in black carpet. So every now and then there would be like, you know, a tear in the carpet, or it'd be folded over, or you would see like a patch of absolute nothing, and it'd be like it looks like shit, and you could see it. It'd ruin my picture. So George went through the whole movie, and every time he found something where what the carpet on the walls was looking nasty, he would, you know, go in and just put a black thing on there or something and make it go away. And you can't tell because he's in a black void. So
yeah.
But production design.
Yeah, but a lot of the everything else was practical, like the hand and stuff, the arm. And Matt Ash is the person who did those effects, and he had actually, back to Frightmare. We met him at Frightmare. Sorry, we're just like always go back to Frightmare.
But honestly, that's how you meet your crew. That's how you go out.
In Texas, or you know, I guess anywhere. Find out where a popular horror convention is near you, and go and hang out. And the cool thing about horror fans is that, you know, you guys can always find something to talk about. You know, I mean, like everybody has their subgenres that they like.
So when the convention's closed and it's at a hotel, don't leave the convention. Just go get rid of your stuff. Come back to the convention, hang out with the filmmakers who are staying late to get loaded, and then you got your crew. That's simple.
But so
must be over 21.
There is a film called Circus of the Dead that is available on all the streaming platforms too, and that's by a guy named Billy Pond, and he's out of Amarillo, which is like freaking like 8 hours away from us. Like it's so far away. People don't realize how big Texas is, but it's fucking ridiculously, painfully huge.
Yeah, it's up in the Panhandle where the weirdos live. Yeah.
But anyway, so Billy made this thing called Circus of the Dead. It's got Bill Oakhurst Jr. as a crazy clown, and they've got like, you know, this maniacal, crazy carnival and stuff. And they had made, like, Matt Ash had made a fake baby prop.
Yeah, he did.
And it's like super jiggly and stuff.
It looks real.
He used it. It does. It looks real. It's still got like the umbilical cord and stuff. It's really gross feeling. Yeah. And he would always bring it to Frightmare because Billy would just, you know, put up his table and be like, hey, you know, here's this, you know, promote his film and everything.
Matt, man, oh God, I don't know, there's some stuff in there that he's made that I don't know if we could talk about.
What?
The popcorn scene. Come to the circus. You gotta watch Circus of the Dead,
it's
man.
It's really fun. It's super, super fun. Like, I like it. It's got a great soundtrack. It's so well done. Sorry, so back to Matt. Matt actually did have Paul come in, and he casted his whole arm. And it was funny because I remember y'all having the discussion as to whether or not he was going to put hair in the arm, because that is how specific Matt Ash is, and I love it. Like, he's just that specific.
Yeah, well, that arm that gets torn up in the movie, that's the same arm that Corey is walking with. So
yeah, we had to reuse it. It was expensive.
Yeah. But Matt actually,
but the guts, yeah, he just brought them. He was like, "Hey guys, I brought these guts."
His slut guts that are in like 50 movies.
Yeah, he was telling us, he was like, it was in this movie and this movie. So then I called it the slut guts. I still wanted to make that as a Halloween costume, slutty guts. I should figure that out. It'd be funny.
But it's the new slutty pumpkin, right?
Yeah.
Right before you hit us up, right before we started this tonight, Matt Ash just got nominated for an award for his special effects on The Torture specifically. So he just got nominated. So yeah, we hope he gets it, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
and
awesome.
Then he had Wendy come in, and she works at at the time she was working at like a local, supply store for special effects and everything. And like they had to special make those eye prosthetics, and Matt Ash, he had to make up just like on the spot how we were gonna do that oil monster. It took me hours. Oh, and poor Ian, he was in that monster makeup, that gloopy stuff for hours. we like literally had to like hose him down in front of the building.
It took him like 6 hours to get into that makeup, the oil demon makeup. And then we shoot it. We're like, okay, shoot it, do this. I directed him. We shot it, moved it a little bit closer, We're done. You can get out of makeup. He's like, Joe, I've been here for 6 hours. Like, this is the most entertaining part of my day. Let's do something else with this. And I'm like, well,
we don't have time.
I'm like, how much time? I mean, are we ahead of time or are we behind time? Where are we? He's like, I don't know. I think we're making good time. And since we're not union, we're just going to break our backs and shoot till 3 a.m. We didn't do that. Well, we did that.
You did it a few times.
We did it a couple times, even on VICEMARES. But
should have thrown some feathers on.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious. He probably wouldn't have been happy.
You know what? He might have. I mean, dude, it took 6 hours, man. He sat in that chair for 6 hours to put all that stuff on for
his hair, like none of his skin could breathe. Yeah, it was gross. I used up a lot of baby wipes.
Yeah,
to help clean him up.
You know, just for that itty bitty scene. I love that scene.
And yeah, that's pretty much most of it with the makeup. Tori was our key makeup artist, and she comes from haunted houses and stuff. And like we said, we'd seen her around at Frightmare. We'd seen her at the local goth club too. She was always like dressed like super shiny and fun. And I was like, man, this kid, she's really talented. Because she's the kind of person, like she won this year's Halloween, the Frightmare contest, the costume contest.
Yeah.
For her Carrie, she does a Carrie.
That's when she's being lazy.
Oh yeah, she was like, oh, she wished that she had won for her Beetlejuice because she made a Beetlejuice, and she and her mom made a skirt that looks like the hat the carnival hat that he wears. They made a skirt like that, and it has like a hoop and everything, the little like things hanging off of it.
And
she had the guide hat.
The big taxi cab guide hat that Beetlejuice has. She has like an oversized one she made.
Yeah, and she's really tiny too. She's like 5'2" or something. She weighs like 90 pounds. Like she's super small. But her hair, her hair probably weighs more than her itself. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
If you could imagine like a spooky Texas goth girl, that's what Tori is. It's the cutest thing in the world.
I think she likes to be called a clown goblin.
Yeah, she likes to be called a clown.
I think. I don't know. She's Tori.
That's cool.
Whatever she does.
All right. So one of my last questions. What's in the future for Little Spark Films? What are you guys up to?
I don't know.
Well, this is the immediate future.
Oh, well, this is what's happening right now.
Yeah, you got to put
there you
it
go.
really close to
right there.
No, you have to put it closer. There you go.
VICEMARES. It is a raunchy film about a man who is hiding from his divorce very poorly. And then he goes on a bender with some very serious drugs, and he kidnaps the pizza guy because he put olives on his pizza.
But he specified no olives.
He specified no olives. And so, yeah, it becomes a survival of, the wills. And it's a cabin in the woods movie with bad trips and sock puppets. I guess the best way to put it would be Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas meets Cabin Fever, I guess, without the virus. But that's what we're making right now. We have
we did principal photography in a place called Yantis, Texas. That's in East Texas. And they stayed
2 weeks.
there. Yeah, 2 weeks, like at it's basically an Airbnb that was on the same plot of land. There were two cabins. And so some of it was shot on the outside of one cabin and the other of it was shot on the inside of the other cabin. And then all the cast and crew just stayed there because we shot it in December of 2020.
And it was also...
Yeah, because we didn't know what protocols were and stuff like that. And,
SAG-AFTRA.
I think a lot of people, nobody had gotten vaccinated yet. Nobody got vaccinated yet. I think Rudy was the only person who had been vaccinated because she's a doctor, Nathan's wife.
Yeah.
And we were able to shoot. The very last thing we did was we shot at a small airstrip.
Yeah.
Outside of San Antonio.
Lavernia, Texas, which is out in the outskirts of San Antonio. So we shot in East Texas for 2 weeks, and then for 1 day we shot in Arlington, and then we took a couple days off, and then we shot down in Lavernia, and now we have green screen stuff, which I've been spending all year long putting this movie together, and working out just all these logistics that have to deal with this thing. It's a feature film, and right now the runtime is 2 hours, and it's going to be shorter, I promise. But I have to shoot more stuff for that to happen. And I know it doesn't make any sense, but it does make sense because right now what's taking place in the edit that I currently have is read-through stuff, like read-through segments for the stuff I haven't shot, which is all the bad trips, which we're shooting in November, and it's all going to be crazy wild, and then we'll have the picture 100% wrapped. And I'm hoping for probably a summer release. I hope.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but as far as development with other projects, I mean, that's just stuff that's in development. We have no idea what's going to catch right now. So, but there's stuff cooking.
Yeah, I mean, well, The Reckoners, which is something that he wrote like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, that just got accepted to a film festival. Like the script just got accepted to a film festival, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's a like a rock and roll horror.
It's like a creature feature.
Yeah, rock and roll movie. So like right now, the way Texas is,
I need a venue. I can't really shoot the movie.
Yeah, we have to have a venue and stuff.
Yeah.
And we have to have a lot of people like shouting and clapping and stuff. This doesn't really seem like it's doable right now.
Yeah. But that's what I really want to make. No, if anything, we have, like I said, we have other stuff cooking. We just don't know what's going to catch yet. And I really don't know. Right now, the priority is to finish VICEMARES. Just, get it off the plate, make sure it's 100% A-OK, put it on the circuit, sell it.
That sounds fantastic. VICEMARES sounds pretty awesome.
Yes, nothing better than watching crazy people on acid trips. I'm on board.
It was a privilege for me to be able to talk to you guys and have you guys on my show. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. This was a lot of fun.
Right on, man.
I'm happy for the opportunity.
Take care, guys. Good luck with everything. Make sure you keep me in the loop. We've been talking to Joe and Catalina from Little Spark Films. I'll post our website on the end of this video and in the description so you can go and check them out. All right, Francois, you can shut it down now.
I knew I can. I'll do it when I'm goddamn good and ready. Okay, now I'm ready on my own terms.
Whatever. Anywho, I just wanted to again thank Joe and Catalina. I keep getting thrown off. For allowing me to host your flick, talk with you guys. I want to thank all of you hip, cool, Fantasticats out there for joining me again tonight for part 2 of Fantastico Disasterpiece Theater's Super Ultra Mega Indie Filmmaker Showcase. Make sure you check the description below for a link to Joe and Catalina's upcoming campaign for their first feature-length flick, VICEMARES. You'll be able to find posts of mine on YouTube and stuff about it, or on YouTube and Twitter.
You suck.
Sit and spin, dude.
Wow, classy.
Anywho, join us for the next part of the Indie Filmmaker Showcase. I think the next one will air in 2 weeks. We'll let you know who, when, and what on social media. So for Wifflebat fodder over here.
Are we gonna do fan mail?
No, we're not doing fan mail. All right, everyone. Take care. Make good decisions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.